XSplit, like they don't work well together on my computer. Whenever I open XSplit and my Skype crashes, and then oh my
You have to make sure everything is closed, dude. Everything.
Yeah, I know.
You can't have that porn. Yeah, that's not good.
Porn's a no-go, huh?
You know, from time to time.
Shit.
I just heard that.
You just heard what?
Porn's a no-go. That was like the first thing I heard was porn's a no-go. No porn now. I was like, from time to time. You just call me on stream saying porn's a no-go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Porn is a no-go. Said by the man who's married. Get off me, son. Hey.
Hopefully my computer decides to work now. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. We will find out.
Crashes, it crashes, man.
It is what it is.
You want me to bust out a camera, bro?
Yeah, man, if you want to. That's why I got the Skype Premium. Like, everybody said they wanted camera stuff, and then since it's been available.
Camera's available. Now. Looking so good. Jesus Christ. It's so pretty. That's so great.
Oh shit.
Man, start the show.
Dude, I'm getting everything ready, dude. Like, I've got to get everything set up.
You lazy. Damn.
I'm lazy. My computer's on the fritz right now for some reason. I don't get it.
You need Jesus. Jesus needs to just get into that computer and be like, son, save us all. I don't know. Say us all. So say we all. So say we all.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I mean, we're live the whole time. I mean, it's not like it really changes. Like, guys, don't have a TV show. Show goes live in 10 minutes. 20 minutes.
Fucking jackass. Alright. What is up, ranters? Sorry about that beginning. My computer's on the fritz. Skype and XSplit don't work well together for some reason, and it always crashes for, I don't know, it's been doing this for the past couple weeks. It's annoying. So that's why we're late today, but we're here now. We got Golden Boy. You see Golden Boy's face there. Damn.
So I gotta get into a comfortable position.
Dude,
you just have.
Dude, the video is just so
have like
big.
All my face.
Dude, look
like,
at you.
Look, it's like I look like a creeper. Let me see if I can.
Dude, you need to
try
like.
and
You need to lift your chair. You need.
No,
to...
hold on. I just want to see if I can like creep my way around.
Oh shit! I might have to make a new screen region for this.
Hold on. Just creeper. Straight creeper.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that is so funny.
Oh god, I don't want people to see my beard. I'm afraid. All right. Raising up my chair.
Hold on, I got you, bro. I got you.
You got me, bro?
Yeah, there we go.
Right. Screen region.
Yeah. Alright, so what's up, everybody? Yeah, like I said, sorry about the beginning, but we got Alex Golden Boy in here. What's up, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you feeling today?
I'm a little disgruntled right now because of being late, because I don't like being late. I'm normally the guy that's always on time, but...
Yeah, I'm always the one late. You're always like, where are you?
Normally, everybody else is late, so I'm sitting here normally about 5 minutes till showtime, like freaking out, like where the hell is everybody at that said they'd be here, but they normally show up most of the time, so it all ends up good. But yeah, man, I mean, we haven't had you on in a while, actually. So how's everything going on your end over at IGN with Shoot Mania and all that crap before we get into what I want to talk about today?
Wow, way to make my job feel so meaningless. Jesus. It's like, how's it going with your crap job over at IGN? Your piece of shit job. That's going good, man. You know, we're preparing for IPL 6. Hopefully we'll be at PAX East as well, so that should be pretty fun. And yeah, just preaching the gospel of COD. Got the guys over at IPL to make like a new show called Cover Fire. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out yet, it's a it's a show centered around FPS esports. And the first topic right out of the gate is Rambo joining Envy, and I was really happy to be in IGN studio talking about competitive Call of Duty. So if you guys really like the show, you could check it out. I'll link it on my Twitter later on today if you really want to see it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically it, and working on some other things, that I can talk about, secret stuff. That's it.
I'm actually, you mentioned PAX East. I'm probably going to be at PAX East this year.
Oh shit, we're gonna get wasted. We're gonna buy Boston prostitutes for profit if he goes.
No, I'm definitely gonna make my way out there this year. So, but yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about tonight. Actually, you got the Vaughn thread about the universal rule sets, and I mean, I guess we can start the stream off with that. I mean, did you see that thread?
Yeah, actually, I posted in the thread as well. So like, basically, I'm very like all for it. I think it's great. But one of the funny things that was mentioned in the thread, like as soon as the thread went live, it was just like about like minimizing bans and all that. And I'm all for what the community wants, and I'm totally fine with it. I just find it funny that like the top players were like, yeah, we need to ban this and we need to ban that and ban this, and I was just like, okay, well, using ban 20 to 30 times in a single post really isn't progress. But though it was awesome seeing the European players posting on there finally, getting that, that is true universal communication between two communities. So that's fantastic. And yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I feel like it's good, but at the same time, and I'll play devil's advocate here, it is also bad in the sense that where you have Vaughn like so involved in it, and that's great, and I think it's fantastic, but it could turn out to be that his vision of the game does not or counters our vision of how it should be played out, thus creating big clusterfuck. And then
I just think like we've fought for the rules that we have now over the past 2 months. We have fought hard for them. Like we've talked about on the show a bunch of times about all these rule changes, and just all the decisions that we've made over the past 2 months are essentially void now with Vaughn making this thread, and that's my feeling on it. I feel like he's cracking the shell wide open again, and it's going to take another 2 months again for us to get back to where we are right now.
I mean, perhaps, the thing is that with the way that it's looking and Vaughn being involved and all, there's obviously something in the plans of Activision. First and foremost, the fact that IPL, can't run the event for specific reasons, or can't run COD, for specific reasons, says something. MLG running it says something. But also Activision and Treyarch's like involvement has been very, very. I don't know what the correct word could be, but it's interesting, and it makes you believe that they could potentially have something planned down the line, which I really do believe. And I didn't realize that it's my camera that's fucked up. I was just like thinking like, oh man, it's me, and it's not. So
your camera actually froze. It's funny as hell. Oh, there
it froze.
It's back. No, okay. It's back. It's back.
I was about to say. I was like, nah. So yeah, I think that there's something in the works there with Activision that they're not going to be talking about right now. But it's more than likely going to be coming to fruition through probably like the beginning of the summer. If I could predict, and my whole thing in that thread, and if anyone reads the thread and you check it out, my whole thing was very easy: promotion, right? Yeah. So as an event organizer or as a caster, I should say, I want to be promoted I want the events I'm working. Excuse me, not me. That sounds selfish. Apologize. I want the events that I'm working, like UMG, for example, to be advertised on the front page now of Activision as soon as you load up Call of Duty. Now, I know that Activision is going to want money for that, so that is a whole other can of worms that that I think could be an issue down the line as well. And that's the thing, like granted, yeah, you want space and time and all that, but if you're trying to build this up, don't you want to try and be more community centric? I don't know what Activision's plans are. Maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass, but that's just.
I mean, all the stuff that Vaughn said in that thread is what the community has decided upon as our rule set over the past 2 months, and that's the thing that kind of pissed me off. It's like you've got to know that, like if you're in, like you see him all over Twitter now, and he talks with most of the guys. Like he talks with Optic a lot and all them guys. It's like you'd think you'd know that we've been working our asses off to finally come to a rule set that most people agree upon. And even in the past 2 weeks, I mean, the EU finally accepted score streaks into their rule set. I don't know if it's still a beta or not. I know it was a beta rule set. I don't know if they actually accepted it 100% now.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But, I mean, we're already working towards that universal rule set, and then he comes in and says that what we have is essentially we need to work on it more and that we need to have a decision made in 10 days.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's like the big issue. It's like, you know, one, you're not going to figure this out in 10 days, and two, it is because he has a vision of how he wants the rules to be, and and that could very much counter what we want or what we think is viable for competitive play. Now, I think that, like, you know, Vaughn has some wiggle room, and I'm glad that Vaughn, like, right away in the thread said, oh, yeah, we understand the foul thing. That could be fixed. So that's cool. If that could be fixed, then fantastic, right? But, you know, there's just a few things there that, let me see if I can actually bring up this the thread, because I want to overview it one more time before, like, I know Ego posted it in the chat. But, you know, obviously there's always room for improvement, and I think, like, everyone can understand that. But so long as he understands that, like, UAV needs to go, counter UAV, I mean, I never really had a problem with it, but, like, Guardian and Care Package go, like, I'm okay with that score streak-wise. And I think, like, what's presented there is perfectly fine, you know, at least to an extent. And so long as we are, like, in the clear establishment that, like, okay, this is what it's going to be, now let's see how we can improve upon it, then I'm okay with that. And it kind of seems like that in the thread, so that's cool. But the one line that always kind of throws me off is, you've banned less, so we support you more. In-game features and promotion, the stream viewers go up. So what he's basically saying is play by our rules, and then, you know, good things will come. Which, hey, I understand completely. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, where it's like, I understand, but you have to see why we banned certain things back then, because things were just completely broken. It's not because we wanted to, like score streaks, for example. Like, score streaks now work because, for the most part, there are counters to them. You know, they're not like gods. They're not
10-point system.
Yeah, the 10-point system works very well. But, like, back then, you know, like, really the score streaks were just so imbalanced, especially in Modern Warfare 3, oh my lord. All you had to do was rock the support class, and then you pretty much were getting score streaks even if you died, and you were getting the same score streaks that someone who was rocking the I forgot the other tier class was for the score streaks, because Modern Warfare 3 was such ass. But you know, like, that's just it. There were reasons, you know what I mean? It wasn't because it was oh, ban it all. No, we had reasons behind it that made sense and let the game be played the way it was meant to be played in a competitive mindset. But I mean, he talked about adding game types in too. He really was trying to push Dom in that thread, because he was like, you know, we spent all this time into Dom making it switch sides for you guys and all this other stuff, keep track of the points for you, you know, like, they did all that work in Dom to make it to make it easier on us. So I think he really wants to push Dom. And what do you think about the whole Dom gameplay? Do you think it's even viable as a competitive game type? Because a lot of people don't. Well, spawns obviously are an issue in Domination, but the bigger thing, when I was casting with MLG, one thing we always did as soon as Domination came up was, all right, time to go for a listen-in. It's like, that's basically like, it wasn't exciting, you know? I'm glad, though, that they finally took the rules that make Domination balanced and implemented into the game, so that this way people understand why it was done that way and why it's better. Because I'm glad that something like that was established, because it clearly makes the game 10 times better, you know, as opposed to the way it was before. Oh, play on one side. Okay, that's fair. You know, one side has advantages over the other. I'm glad that they did that. And, you know, even if we don't use it moving forward, I can see his I guess, wanting for us to implement it into our gameplay. And that's because it is the most popular. Like, I'm actually on CoD right now, and if I go and look and see how many people are playing Domination, that number is right now 32,000. 32,000 people.
It's a popular playlist. Yeah.
Then if you look at Hardpoint, which, by the way, is probably one of the best game types in Call of Duty, 7,000 people playing Hardpoint. Capture the Flag has a whopping 2,500. So I don't know. That to me is, you know, and Search and Destroy, of course, is 22. So the goal is to get the more popular game types being played, which I can understand that, like Domination, Demolition, Search and Destroy. team deathmatch will never happen, kill confirm will never happen, but I can understand that the wanting to bring those game types in. But if they work, then I don't see why not. But if you know,
I mean, Dom is like the most played though, just because it's easiest to get the most kills in. Like you
Yeah.
have all the YouTubers and all that crap playing
like
the
I
Dom
just made a
game.
video playing Dom because I
Yeah.
got 53 kills.
I mean, it's like you could drop like 100 kills in Dom pretty. I mean, it's not really that difficult if you have the right kill streaks and you have hardline. Or the right score streaks and hardline. It's easy. I mean, I wouldn't say easy. It's not easy, but it's just one of those high killing games. I mean, that's the
and
main
on top of
reason
that,
most people play.
competitive Dom is boring to watch as well. You know, that's why Hardpoint is so intense, because Hardpoint is just fast-paced action, constantly going, you know? Now, and I know people are going to disagree with this, but like if Domination, you know, incorporated a shorter respawn time or instant respawn, then I could see the argument for it being fast-paced and crazy. But you always have the issue of like, yeah, but you know, it takes a certain amount of time for you to cap it. It's a balance thing, and I understand that as a player and as a caster, I totally get it. But yeah, so that's basically where it's at right now. But right now, I don't think Domination is going to be implemented at all. And
no,
that's
I mean, Jeff, what do you have any say in this? Have you guys been
Jeff,
talking
sorry.
about this at all over at the UMG headquarters?
I'm just here to listen to Alex.
Oh, you're just here to listen.
No,
you know what, Jeff?
no,
that was a sly insult.
I love you. I love you, no homo. Listen, I'm not like speaking officially for UMG at the moment. I'm just saying my personal feelings is like somebody had already. Domination's boring to watch. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, for me as an event organizer, as a host, and I want those stream numbers. I mean, what would you trade out CTF for Domination? I mean,
no, I don't think they weren't talking about trading. They were talking about adding another game type on.
So we'd play four game types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be too much.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought I saw a tweet earlier today. I can't remember who it was from, but they were talking about removing the timer in Hardpoint. Like
Really?
no more timer in Hardpoint.
Oh yeah, that's something that's pretty interesting as well. But you know, if Hardpoints play like that in pubs, I don't see why not to just keep it that way, so that you know people understand like, oh, we play it the same way you guys do, rules wise. But it is cool though because it will allow a team to come back.
Yeah.
So that's something that has been you know, brought up. I don't see it being a bad thing. I'm down to test it out. I think that, you know, like if Ego, you know, tested it out in an ICN event, like a free entry ICN event, you know, hint hint. Then it would be a good idea to just test it out and see how it works. Maybe test out Dom as well and add it into the rotation. You know, it's all cool to try out different things. I think that's fine. But
I mean, aren't we already doing?
I don't
that
like the
for
time limit
competitive.
thing.
I mean, we've basically already, you know, we are trying out different things. I mean,
I know. Yeah, I know.
I mean, are they want
those daily ICN tournaments, man? They're trying to. I know they've got like Dom tournaments and demo tournaments. I'm pretty sure they're going on. So I mean, I know. I mean, we're trying everything out right now. But I think Vaughn just put a timetable on this that's not possible. It's not possible to get it done, and because he wants it done by essentially like next weekend, doesn't he? For like season 3 of League rules or something like that is what he was talking about in the thread.
I mean, is that what he's shooting for? Is that what he's wanting everybody to agree upon for rules, just because of the online league play?
I mean, that's what he hinted at.
The glorified
Champions League.
The glorified pubs.
Yeah, I mean that's what he hinted at in that thread, right? Wasn't it?
If
I read
the way
that
it
right?
looks like season 3 will play into something bigger.
Yeah.
That's the way that's why it seems it is so much more important that the season 3 league play will mean more. Perhaps a live event, I don't know, but it definitely seems like it is going to be important.
Yeah, I mean he's hinting at something, so I mean some
Yeah.
prizes at the end, maybe a tournament involved in it, something like that. I mean something to get people interested in it. Just I don't know.
Well, I guess my stance on it is I like to think I'm probably the less bullish person in competitive community. I guess I don't even really like to refer to it like that, but whatever Icons comes up with, or MLG, I mean, you know, UMG is not going to be like, no, this is how we're playing it. This is how we're playing it. You know, whatever these guys can come up with, and it looks good on paper, and people are going to want to come compete. You know, we're going to run it. I'm not trying to set any kind of, set the status or the bar, or say, well, here, this is, we're not doing Dom, and we are banning claymores, and we are, I don't really care to make that decision.
Yeah, I know. I just want all this shit done with.
Yeah, let's just play the game. Let's compete. Let's win some money.
I mean, that's the thing, though.
It's
that's why that thread.
It's a waste of time and effort, honestly.
Yeah, that's why that thread seemed very, like, off-putting, because I totally understand like where he's coming from, because he feels like the rules aren't established. It's not like, okay, guys, here are the rules that everyone is going to be playing moving forward. But it's really, when it boils down to it, it's going to be a universal agreement, right, to everyone. And Deserto, for example, they won't just bend over and say, oh yeah, we'll play North American rules. They have a mindset, and a lot of them even said in the thread, it was like, we've built a community this big for this long, doing it this way, and it works, and we appreciate it, and it's like, I don't know, it's weird, man. It really is. And I was all for it if they just ran an event on their own. Like if they did season 3, implemented the rules that are in it right now, tried it out, see how it works out. But that's the thing. Vaughn wants as little banned as feasibly possible.
Yeah.
Because then like he said, the less you ban, the more we promote, which is like, kind of a unfair trade. So it's like if we ban nothing, does that mean that like MLG events and UMG events are going to be like, as soon as I log into Black Ops, I'm going to see like, hey, tune into UMG this weekend. Push this button here to go to
right.
Twitch. Yeah, definitely. Like. Like that's not going to happen.
I mean, he's essentially just he's pulling his leverage right now. He's using his whatever he has against us, which is the promotion, which is the main thing that I think all of us are asking for, is like developer promotion, and I think he's starting to use that a little bit to maybe.
Can I read an email? Let me pull up my email.
Yeah.
And let me look at this email I got, and let me read it first to myself just to see what he says, so I don't like.
Yeah. Hi, Ego.
What's up, Ego?
What's up, y'all?
I miss your beautiful voice.
I hear that a lot, man. I've been busy. No, that's not true at all.
It's like you don't talk to me.
You guys got lucky Friday, Ego. You're lucky my 8-year-olds didn't go in.
So what did you think about the thread, Ego?
I mean, it was a start. I mean, I got my complaints just like everybody else always does. It's like you said in the beginning of the show, especially from my standpoint, like that's basically a lot of work that we did.
That's just washed away.
Icon specifically, of taking exactly, like really trying to do as much as we can of what Vaughn had asked and still is asking, and just like Wiz was kind of asking the same thing for Brad Cup, banning as little as possible and working with as much as we possibly could until we saw something cause an in-game issue and it needed to be, touched on. That's what we did with, for example, the Akimbo Cap 40s and Hardline were two things that we took a lot of time on and referred to what we saw a lot from the tournament gameplay on what we thought had an unbalance, or just with Hardline, for example, like we're all right with kill streaks and we're all right with VSAT. Except when you had hardline beats, we just felt like VSATs were really too easy to get. And like Vaughn said in the thread, he said he had touched on VSATs a little bit, and he was like, I feel like VSATs are not easy to obtain. And I totally agree. But when you combine the fact, I said this in the thread too, so I'm just going to kind of quote myself. When you combine hardpoint, which you get extra points for getting hardpoint kills, and way too many points, so not way, I don't want to say way too many points, but you get a good amount of points for getting a hardpoint capture. When you combine that with hardline, it does make a VSAT a lot easier to get.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll just repeat myself. I already said it earlier in the show, but I think we're just we got like 5 steps forward, and then this thread ultimately brings us 4 steps back.
Yeah, a little bit. It should also take us forward a little bit, and
Yeah, I know, but what if we can't? What if we can't decide on these rules in 10 days? Like we need everyone to. We need a universal rule set in 10 days. That's like by next week.
I don't think that like Vandahar is going to be like, all right, we don't have a rule set, so we're not supporting it anymore. I don't think he's going to do that. I think that was just like a time frame of which they want to establish it, so that this way it's taken care of in a quick and an easy fashion. I think that's more or less what they what that purpose of the thread or what it was trying to accomplish. Now, of course, people are just going to be like, what's going on in 10 days? Because I got that a lot. Like, what's going on in 10 days? What's going on in 10 days? It's like, no, it's just a time frame to finalize rules. Maybe something does happen. Like, I don't even know how many days we're into it. That thread came up like on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So
we have until like the weekend, next weekend. I mean, that's like basically the deadline of whatever.
And
the
then no more
is.
support for Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, this community can't decide on anything in 2 months. How are they gonna put a timetable on universal rule set in?
Well, I don't
10
understand.
days?
It's like we have this deadline, but like who's working on this rule set? Or who gets?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I don't know either. Like Hastro, like, I got an argument with Hastro yesterday on Twitter. I was like, let's finalize all this shit on Sunday on the Weekly Rant, and then he essentially said that like there's no point in it or something like that. Like, I don't know. I forget what he said. I have to look through the Twitter feed.
He was trying to say that, like, you were trying to go down the rant and for advertisement. I mean, yeah, that was it. It was a one of those things.
Yeah.
It was just
so
like a nice
people,
try.
Yeah,
like,
people thought I was like trying to grab views or something for it. I don't know. Like,
Whore.
I know, right? What the?
Such a view whore, bro.
I know, right? Yeah.
Hey, going back to this email that I got from Vaughn, and I'm not going to read it word for word. I'm just kind of looking it over, and it seems to me, I mean, I got praise and I got constructive criticism, which I welcomed both, especially from him. I don't know if it's just a carrot and me walking on a treadmill, but it seems to me that I think Treyarch probably, if you play your cards right, I think you could probably get some marketing or some support from Treyarch if you're, in the same ballpark as them. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, UMG's nothing. I mean, we all know MLG's the big dog on the block, and not even trying to compete with them, but for me to get that email from him, I mean, it was greatly appreciated, and I'm definitely going to take all of his advice.
Well, I mean, Creeper in the chat asking the players to help is not going to work because they'll just shape the rules to what they're best at. Then screw it. Let's just no rules at all. Nothing's banned. Nothing. Straight out of the box. Just fucking play the game. If you don't like it, then you can quit.
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, obviously I don't play at a competitive level. I mean, I did compete in Ego's rigged tournament Friday. But yeah, he put us.
and he got first rounded by me. Oh, bent over.
You rigged him so that he played you first. What a scumbag, man.
Well, he knew I had 2 8-year-olds on my team. Come on.
I mean, essentially, if we played the game with nothing banned, like,
oh my god, I hate
it would open Treyarch's eyes and be like, wow, this is really not competitive at all, and it kind of sucks. Maybe.
I don't know if they care. I don't know if it goes that far. I mean, if they do it, if nothing's banned, they're going to be like, yes. I think that's what they would say. It's more. And once again, though, it sounds like I'm sounding so douchey about this, and that's not what I'm trying to do. It's just, because I respect Vaughn. I respect Treyarch for like all the support that they've given us, even before Black Ops 2, with like how they were so vocal with us, in Black Ops 1 after the game came out. And I think it's fantastic. I just feel like at some point in time there needs to be a little wiggle room, a little wiggle room on certain things that create imbalance. And players know this.
There's not much right now, but if you look at what he put out as the rule set, and then just compare it, say the real differences between that rule set and our current rule set, which a lot of people, like, we haven't had really many rule set complaints in a long time since basically before Frat Cup. I haven't heard much complaints. Actually, well, no. We made that hardline. The hardline change was the one thing, and then the cap 40 akimbo secondaries. But even that's not like a huge game changer. But I think hardline is. It's something that makes it where you get kill streaks so much easier and you get VSAT so much easier, which makes that's a game changer right there.
Yeah. And then he also, sorry, Jeff, but just to clarify something in the thread too, he also says this: as far as bans go, that might be the lowest percentage of content banned ever, which isn't saying all that much. I think it is, but that's just me.
A lot compared to what we were at. to now,
because
we
score
cut down
streaks were from every
considerably.
score streak to 4 score streaks. I think that's pretty good. And then it says the right thing to do would be to allow teams to have 1 or more votes for content restrictions for each match type they play, but that feature is well beyond the scope of what we can do right now. So then that's not an option, right? And that would be cool because that's something League of Legends does, where it's like you ban your champions, and that's awesome. And I think that would be fantastic. But like if it can't be done, then it shouldn't be mentioned, you know. And I think that we need to look at how we are right now, and if so long as it is accepted that this is good, I'm more than fine with this being banned, so long as and of course I don't care about the select fire thing, but if people want the select fire thing banned, then hopefully they adjust that, like you said, they could tune it. Hopefully they do that soon. So
yeah, I think that'll be done before season 3, and I'm guessing, I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm guessing in 10 days is when they're gonna have to kind of finalize those rules for season 3, I guess, to have them done in the game by the time season 3 starts. And I'm guessing they're not going to want to change mid-season, obviously, because I'm guessing season 3 is actually going to mean something. What it means, I don't know specifically. I don't think anybody does, but it's obviously going to matter. But it's going to matter in the least case on just the fact that it's going to have those better rules in it. There's not going to be UAV. We're going to be able to use it to kind of practice with new teammates and as a new scrim system, which is what I've been preaching from day one. Like, that's what League needs to be used for if you want our community to play it, at least.
Yeah, and the other thing, and it seems like more or less his mission with this thread, while there's like a wall of text, his main mission is to see if domination can get back into the mix, because that would mean a lot, because he feels like 3 game modes could wear thin. And I agree with him, but I don't see what's wrong with running the 3 and then switching it out, like, a month or 2 in, like the way MLG did it, where they had for Halo, where they had bomb and they switched out bomb for something else, and then they put flag in, and then they put King
we
of the
played
Hill in.
MW3 with 2.
Yeah, with that, one thing I had talked to a couple of people about, and what seems like it might be there's a couple different ways it could work, but one thing would just be like, all right now, say, I think on Icons we have 3 or 4 CTF maps. I think UMG either has 2 or 3. I'm not sure. I think it's 3.
I think we're real. I mean, we've.
Yeah, I think I know that we had the only thing we did different is we kept Slum CTF, and you guys got rid of that. But just say that their game type only has 3 maps for it, and they really want to add Domination. Well, maybe we could take CTF and Domination and have 2 maps for each of them, and a best of 5 is 2 S&Ds, 2 hard points, and a CTF, and then the next best of 5 is 2 S&Ds, 2 hard points, and a Domination.
That doesn't sound too bad, I guess.
And CTF and Domination would rotate out together
in each round instead of in
you would never
every
play
other
them both
round.
you would never play them both in the same round, but they would be every other round. And I know for Game Battles, for example, I think Game Battles has Domination in, and they only have 2 Domination maps used for it, which I'm not a fan of. And if you're, say, like in our situation where if you had to play it like more than once in a round, it would be miserable, because you'd play the same 2 out of those 3 maps every round, which would just be awful. But in a situation where if we did something like that, where we rotated, I think that with the Dom and the CTF having 2 of each, it would work. You wouldn't see any of them too much. You wouldn't get bored of them. They'd still be implemented, but they wouldn't be as important as S&D and Hardpoint obviously are. Yeah. I forget who I was talking to about this. I think it was Rambo. He said that Halo did that. They did that exact same thing, where it would rotate out like 2 game types. I forget what they were though. I thought, I don't know.
Well, I know they did bomb, and they experimented with like a neutral flag, and I think it was like 1 flag, but that was like a while ago. But I know that they switched things out, and I think that'll be great. I think that'll be a good idea to get Domination like back into the mix.
I mean, if there's 2 viable maps for it, then it's not bad. That's the situation right now. There's one thing that I'm really like, all right, if we did it, it might even be Demolition instead of Domination, because we played some we were playing GBs, and we played Domination, and we're playing on Slums, which I think with Flakjack and Tac Mask, that's a small enough map that you can still get to the middle flag, even though it's got those tight chokes. It's fast paced enough where you can probably make it work. But the problem was this: we spawned and we were screwing around, and Rizma actually knifed Killa, and which instantly off the spawn, and it killed them both. And when they spawned on the other side of the map, like at the enemy's home flag. So like,
Really?
yeah, shit like that would never work. Period. With that, so.
Sounds like some new strats right there.
Yeah, Vaughn. If Vaughn wants domination, that's something definitely has to be, tuned, because that can't happen. There's no way that could be competitive. You cap your home flag and kill yourself to go and get the other team's home flag, and it would just be, it would just be hell. It would be so stupid.
What are the issues with demolition right now?
Well, yeah, like we said, we did a 128 team domination tournament and a 120 team demolition tournament just on the pure fact that we wanted to get feedback on how people liked it and see what played well and what worked and what didn't work and what issues there would be. We played demolition with pub rules, straight out of the box demolition. You're talking no respawn delay demolition. That shit. And people actually said it was fun, but it was obvious what the issues were. Like, it was a bit too fast, and it was like really hard to plant bombs because the other team spawned so fast. So I wouldn't be surprised if we tried another one with like a 2.5 second spawn delay on demolition, because people liked it. It was fast paced. It was entertaining. People liked it in MW2. I don't know if Evan's still in the chat, but there was one issue he brought up, which I think is based on maps, and if we find the right maps, it would work. The overtime is like the neutral bomb in the middle, and I think you would see a lot of demolitions go into overtime. But I think that, like Revan said, there are some maps with that neutral bomb where it's not as neutral as it really should be, and if the map is one-sided at all in that situation, like, you basically will. Say me and Golden Boy are playing and we tied and we go to overtime. It's basically like whoever just happens to, out of luck, get that better side. It's not like an offensive side or defensive side, or there's not really any way that side is determined. It's just like, okay, neutral bomb, Golden Boy is on the side that's going to get there 10 seconds before you guys are, go. If that makes any sense. So we would just have to test out all the maps and see really, especially in those overtimes, what maps are unbalanced. It's not that bad of a situation if it's unbalanced on offense or defense, but when you get to that neutral bomb position, that's when it's really an issue.
I'm just wondering, in the end, who's going to be the one that ultimately decides what our rule set is?
Vaughn.
Whatever's in league play.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this, just hypothetically, assuming that Black Ops 2 is going to be on the circuit for Major League Gaming. What's you guys' best guess as far as when MLG announces, their rules and everything? Where do you think they're going to be at?
Well, I thought I saw someone tweet out like Vaughn wants this deadline in 10 days, and then MLG is making their announcement in around the same time. Like, coincidence or not. So I don't know. Maybe that's why he's trying to make this push right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just my personal opinion, but I think the game will be picked up.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the announcement comes usually sometime in January, so I would say it'll be announced in the next 12 to 15 days tops. I think Revan knows when it'll be announced. To be honest, that's just a hunch, but I'm not going to put him on the spot in the chat.
Don't you think they would announce at least 2 months ahead of time before MLG Dallas, which would put it this week?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
I mean, they're not going to announce Black Ops 2 and the rules a month before the event.
Well, he has been tweeting out, it was retweeted a couple times that wait till Tuesday or Wednesday, and that's when the announcement will be made. So
yeah, I could see it being Tuesday. It would be a really good time to do it if I was them. I would want to get it out by at least Tuesday. That's exactly 1 month before, because I'm pretty sure he said the 15th to 17th, if I'm right.
March 15th through 17th. So that's
before.
by Tuesday that would give 2 months. I mean, I wouldn't announce an event, without 2 months.
Yeah.
Like we announced our League of Legends and StarCraft stuff like Friday, so makes sense. It makes sense.
How far away is that?
Our event's March 28th. March 28th through the 31st. So
you got to give people time to frickin' book their flights and get all their shit ready, because you book it a month in advance, man, those flights jump up a couple $100.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying Tuesday, Wednesday in the chat.
Yeah, it's more than likely going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll be foolish for them not to. The question is whether or not like what they're going to be doing exactly with like how the event's going to be ran. Because I mean, I'm expecting an open event like they usually do, but like the thing that is interesting, and actually people are talking about in the chat right now, is the prize pool.
100K.
It won't be. It can't. I don't think it would be 100K. I think 50 would be the more reasonable amount. 50 would be like the highest I would go, and the lowest I would go would be 25K. So that's like pretty much where my range is, because I don't know if they're getting money from Activision to support it. 100K, like that's what we do for like StarCraft and League. Like that's I don't know. Like, that's money being given by the developer. I don't think Activision's doing that.
You think that is that really like is that prize only coming from Activision to MLG? You think like? Well, I thought it would come from sponsors.
Once again though, it depends, because they still need to have rights to do the game, which I'm sure they do at this point in time. If they have a deal being like announced on Tuesday and Wednesday, but like once again, it all boils down to like, is Activision putting money into it? Because they would be. You can't like MLG ran Black Ops 1 on PlayStation because Sony was putting in the money to it. They know that they're not going to do it on PlayStation again, because if they did, there'd be a huge community backlash. 2, they already ran it on PlayStation. It didn't really work out all that well, so it'll be a foolish venture to overtake. So, like, obviously there would have to be some sponsors, but, like, I don't know, like, it's basically, like, I don't work for MLG. I work for the competition, so I can't really say. But if I was a betting man, I'm saying that Activision would theoretically have to put money in, or it's MLG putting money into it themselves. But that seems really out of the park. Like, they would need money. They would need money to do the event. And they put a lot of their resources towards StarCraft. So perhaps there could be some sponsors. But I guess we'll find out Tuesday. So.
You know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to bring it up.
Please do.
Dude,
bring it up.
No, nobody is safe.
Bring it up.
Safe.
I'm looking at Twitter, and no, I'm just not even going to bring it up, because this guy continuously pisses me off, and I just don't.
Come on, let's do it.
No. But,
Push.
Well, I'm checking out your mentions.
Don't bring it up.
No, it's not in my mentions. It's just this guy always hounds the show, and yet he's still in here every show. It's like, dude, if you don't fucking like the show, don't watch it. You don't have to freaking post it all over Twitter. But, yeah. I don't know what the decision's going to be, and I don't think that we'll be able to come to terms by the time frame that Vaughn would want it to. So, who knows what we're going to do.
I think we can come to that. I think right now, if you take what's there, okay, right? You take what's there and just say that's what we're working with right now. From there, I think the main 2 community complaints are the things that we already touched on, which were hardline or VSAT. I think it's better to be hardline, because it makes everybody get more kill streaks faster, and you see enough of them anyway without it, and they're more valuable. It's like it's a more entertaining to see someone get it without it. If everybody gets them because everybody's running hardline, it's like, all right, he's got another lightning strike. Who fucking cares? But like when he's got it, like. And he's the only one who got it in 5 minutes or whatever. Like, it's actually entertaining to watch someone go out and get it, compared to when it's just handed to you because you got a kill and then jumped in the hard point, got 2 hard point kills, and you got a Hellstorm missile.
Yeah.
Because that's something that happens way too regularly.
Well played. I know another thing I wanted to touch on tonight after we're done with this whole rule thing, which I think it's starting to die off a little bit now, but I mean, we all saw that video about the camera situation, right?
Oh yeah.
Like everybody saw that.
That's just crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I mean, I'm sure Vaughn had to have seen that. It circulated like all of Twitter for a good day.
Yeah, it was on. There was a big thing about it on Reddit too.
Yeah, actually, the Reddit thread has like, what was it, like 300, 400 comments. I think that's like the most on a Black Ops thread on Reddit.
What camera thing?
So basically, someone discovered that in Black Ops 2, which I don't know if it's like this in other Call of Duties, but in Black Ops 2, the camera of the character is further ahead than the actual player itself.
Yeah.
So like if I jump behind a wall, the camera's gonna see you first before my body does. So that explains a lot of times when like, you know, you're trying to like surprise someone over a corner and they like don't even shoot you, or you see someone and you're shooting at them, you're like, what the fuck? Like I'm shooting at them and nothing's happening.
No, it's just like it's like when you get shot around the corner and stuff. Like I'm sure you've been playing and you get shot around the corner. It's because your body's actually still showing, like on the camera, but it's actually like it's really quirky how it works.
That's like the reason I die every time. I'm honestly the best player in the world. Just those damn broken
Well, it
cameras.
explains a lot for my lag, bro. Like I don't even know.
No, it does. I play based on reaction. Like if someone starts shooting at me, I take cover when they start shooting at me. I don't really anticipate as much as I react, and it makes it impossible to react because you are not actually seeing what's actually fucking happening in the game. It's just like you think you're. I mean, and everybody complains about it online, and I thought it was just lag compensation. But you have to remember, this guy is on one console. He is split screening with his buddy, and he tested also on System Link. There's no internet connection involved in this. This is just like the game having, I guess, I don't know if it's actually broken or what it is, but it's really, really upsetting. It makes me, as a player, very angry because, like I said, I play based on that. If I get around the corner, I'm around that corner. I don't want to not be around the corner on his screen. How am I supposed to get away from somebody if I have no idea what the actual timing on it is or what actually is happening in the game? Someone says adapt or die. Oh, man. Yeah, Crim 6 turned on me at UMG. It was because of the camera. Promise you.
Well, I think Revan brought up a good point, too. Like, how easy is that to fix? Can that be fixed in a patch, or is that, like, just permanently there? Like, it's just a flaw in the game? I don't even know. Like, I don't think any of us could answer that. I don't. It has to be difficult to fix. So. Yeah, it has to be difficult to fix. You'd think like something that like dynamic and crucial in the game, like a camera feature like that.
Yeah. Like when I went to North Carolina for NCG, and I like me and Hastro had hung out for a little bit, and he was telling me. The other was explaining to him, was like, yeah, man, you know, I'm like playing again, and I was really into it, but like I suck, and I just don't understand why. But then again, the 3-bar connections got awful, and you know all that. And then he said something about lag comp, and like Stain said like it was about lag comp, and then Hastro just looked at me and was like, you do realize lag comp doesn't exist in the game? And I was like kind of blown away by it, and apparently lag comps never existed. According to what Hastro told me, which he learned from his tenure at Treyarch, who make the damn game.
Conspiracies.
So it was just someone who, I guess, just needed something to explain. He was like, man, the compensation of the lag, it's called lag comp. You know, I think that's kind of like what happened. And it's in everything. Like, it's not lag comp per se. It's just something that's in every game because the internet isn't perfect and there's no way around it. Because it's the fucking internet, you know?
Yeah, but in this case, it's worse than just it's the game without the internet doing it.
Well, now it's like with this whole camera thing, then it answers a lot of questions that people were having about, like, why am I getting shot around a corner for? It's because you think you are there, but you actually are not, because the camera's ahead of you. So I just think that shit's crazy. Like I really think that is like insane.
That's a really bad flaw. Like if there was ever to be a bad flaw in the game, that is like that's the cherry on the top. I mean, that's really bad.
It's insane.
I don't. Vaughn hasn't said anything about this either. I haven't seen, like, normally he's tweeting out about this type of stuff, but this is one thing that he hasn't tweeted out about, or at least I haven't seen anything. I don't know if anybody else here has, but
yeah. I don't know. But I don't know like if that was something that was in other Call of Duties either, you know, like maybe it was, but just wasn't as bad. It just seems like what it really is that the camera is on the gun as opposed to like the player. The camera's on the gun and the gun is further ahead than the player. So the camera like stays in that area. I don't know I ain't a fucking developer. I just think it's crazy shit. I saw that, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This explains so much, and you know, yeah.
I don't know how Crimsix can say it's not a bad thing. Like, I mean, when in a game as fast-paced as Call of Duty, when, you know, you're an extra second of sight is essentially a kill, and if it's in a big situation and you need that kill to win a map, I mean, what the hell? How is that not a big situation?
Promote scuffs. Like,
promote scuffs, jump around corners and ruin setups. There you go.
It does, dude. If you have a scuff, you're automatically good at this game, because if you jump around a corner, you see someone, you could jump around and aim at them in midair, and they don't even see you jumping around yet. Of course, they're gonna have first shot at you.
Yeah, and I think that, like, you know, the thing about snaking as well in Modern Warfare 3, you know, was an issue too. Because, like, dudes would just be, like, lying on the ground, just moving side to side. Like, that was some freaky stuff. Like, human beings shouldn't do that. You know, if they're going for the realistic approach, it's just totally...
I think if you're, like, crouched and you come to, like, a standing position from being crouched, that it should, like, take you a second to, like, aim in or something like that. You know what I mean? You just, like... There should actually be some kind of realism of, like, okay, if you're moving, if you're on the move, it should be harder to aim than if you're standing still.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when people used to snake in Battlefield Modern Combat, I believe. Like, people just used to do that, like, all the time. Like, they wouldn't even, like, shoot each other. They would just, or they would, but they would do so whilst snaking. Pretty funny.
And the other thing is, with the camera thing, someone had mentioned this in the chat, and it's probably one thing I hate the most, and I think this affects it more than anything, is people said that this created lag comp, but no, it's just a part of the camera thing and being faster. Is if you have stock on and you come around that corner, you're literally going to be like 5 steps ahead of where the other guy actually thinks you are.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess in the topic of scuffs, you know, is it going to be allowed at MLG? I mean, yeah. I'm quite. Is it like? Is it? It's been announced that it will be.
I don't see why it wouldn't. They've never been banned.
It's an extra button. It's an extra button.
Doesn't their Mad Catz controller have?
Got one right here. Here you go.
There's a new Razer controller coming out too. Yeah.
Oh, watch out.
3, 4, 5, 6.
What about what's on the back of it?
Nothing.
Oh, damn.
Besides a weight thing. Besides like I can adjust the weight, but that's about it. So, yeah. I mean, I think that the Scuff company is great, you know, and I think that they do a lot of great things for competitive gaming. It would be a shame because it would really hurt their business to an extent, of course, not killing them, but you know, it makes you wonder. It's like it is a clear modification to the controller. But when you look at it though, like PC manufacturers or like what was it? Like they modify like keyboards and stuff like that too. Like people never really say anything at events. You know, people have to download drivers for their equipment and all that. Like when we ran Shoemania, like Sturmy, the Quake player, we had to have his own computer because he plays in settings that are just so weird that it takes him like 20 minutes to set up. So like when you go to an event, he has his own computer that you just plug in and play because it has like his specific settings that are so like you can't replicate it. And I mean, if they do it in PC, I don't see why it shouldn't be allowed in in console. I mean,
one thing I never understood about console games, like you can do this on PC games, is why can't you just go into the game and like instead of changing your controller layout, it's not even just console games, like Call of Duty specifically, because I know there's a couple console games you can do this, but just to be able to go into the controls and be like, all right, I want this button to do whatever I want to make it do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we had a whole show about scuffs about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I think it's a great business. I think that you know the guys at Scuff really support like competitive console gaming. I'm all for that. You know, it is still a mod at the end of the day, but hey. Like I said, I've seen stranger things.
It's a loophole controller. It's a loophole.
Yeah, because it's not adding like rapid fire or anything like that. You know, it's just simply adding a button.
Yep. So. Well, I know. I've been talking with Holiday Doc a little bit, and he actually left the rant because he was working on there's some other project that came up, and I'm talking to him right now, and he said Jeff should segue into the next topic. So. Are you working with Holiday Doc on something, Jeff?
I thought we were going to bring up Ego's 20-day tournament. I didn't
we
really
can-
want
we
to
can do
go
that
into.
later.
If you want to, go ahead and drag Doc into the call.
Well, while you do that, I just want to give a shout out to Schoolie, by the way, because he started this minor league thing, and I'm such a big fan of that. I think that's awesome. So just want to give Schoolie a shout out because I think I don't know if you guys think it's a good idea, but I think it's a good idea. So, because I don't care what you guys think.
I'm going to give Scully a shout out too, but we're going to wait a little bit on that and we'll talk about why later.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So many secrets.
It's not
We're
really,
all so cool,
it's actually
popular.
So many announcements to make. This is
It's actually
exciting.
not a secret at all.
Announce-
No, it's not.
Jesus.
A secret. It's not
Already
a secret.
It's been announced.
Guys,
If you just go to the thread and read it, you could see it, but some people...
Oh
you
shit.
can clearly see it.
What's up? What's up, Holiday?
What's going on?
All right, so let's touch on whatever this project thing is that you're working on.
Well,
I got
you
two
want-
of them. Jeff's gonna go first.
All right.
let the big man talk. One of the aspects of UMG, and whether people believe it or not, from day one, going event by event, our goal was to grow UMG and make it better. And I think, and this is something that me and Diesel and I believe Golden Boy have talked about, kind of behind the scenes, is our stream production. So they're over at their grandma's. No.
You're going to stream from your grandma's?
No, my daughter's
dope.
coming into my office.
And just
Make that
playing
happen.
around?
Anyway,
Live from Jeff's office, his grandma's house.
Can you fit all of us in your grandma's house?
actually, no. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. One of the things that we are working on improving is going to be the stream. Now, about 9 months, 10 months ago, even really before UMG got kicked off, me and Doc and Midget King were, talking, and he had, some big ideas for some online league play and as well as the stream. So one thing that I've done is I've brought Holiday Doc on board with UMG, and we are going to improve the stream at least 500%. We're going to make it so much more viewer friendly, and I mean everybody know my week. I'm not a streamer. I don't. I'm just, hey, turn that thing on so these people can watch this. I'm busy running around the venue. Ego, you know that. Alex, you know that. Diesel.
I've
knows
actually
that.
had Jeff tell me, hey, just make that thing work.
I actually, that is a comment. Paul, can you just make this work? I gotta go. I mean, so I honestly, I haven't put a whole lot of thought or time into our stream, but I think people for our next UMG event are going to be very pleasantly surprised with what Doc has up his sleeve. So if Doc wants to talk about it, or he may not. Maybe it's top secret. I don't know. What do you want to do, Doc?
Well, I'll talk a little bit now. Since I parted ways with you with MLG, sorry, and just to clarify, I was never let go from MLG. Just that whole story, and now that Golden Boy is here, he can clarify it. 2 days before MLG, my current job at the time said, if you go and you take off Friday, we will just fire you. So I had to make a choice, quick, event or, my personal job. So unfortunately, I had to call up Nexy, our personal stream producer there, and say, hey, I can't show up. But ever since then, I've been working a lot of behind the scenes for a lot of different things, a lot of people's streams, a lot of people's YouTube channels, and I've been just, I've been there, but not there. Always working, trying to improve everything I can. And a part of that was learning, various aspects of everything. Since MLG is gone, I've produced a couple events just on the sides. We produced the Yaush Live, which was in LA, and we've done a lot of work. My knowledge from the actual stream side of things is pretty good, but we're looking to improve a lot of things. And improving means putting in a lot of hard work. That's why I decided that having or being a part of the Weekly Rant just wasn't going to be in my time frame. And no matter how much this show is pretty much awesome, it just wasn't going to be able to happen. So now I have an opportunity to really help out with UMG and just kind of take all of the things that we've learned as casters and improve them into ideas that I actually want to have. And myself and Golden Boy, we've talked quite a bit, and we agree on so many different things about how casting and casters should work at MLG events or UMG events. So we're going to be bringing as many casters as we can on board to keep the content fresh. We're going to be going heavily into production, making sure it looks and feels like a professional run stream. So I think there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to do. Midget King is, a real good guy. He's always helped me out on a lot of stuff, so he's going to be heavily involved as well. And we're going to get Golden Boy, we're going to get Paradox, and we're going to get Ernest Lee's going to be there. We've got...
Hey. Don't, just before you go any further about this, do not say a date and a location. Don't you?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
It will be held on
damn.
February.
June 5th on the moon. June 5th on the moon.
June 5th, 2017. Next June.
2017. Yeah. So, I have such a passion for esports and just everything about Call of Duty. Like, if anybody watches streams, I'm on everybody's stream. At one point or another, I've been to somebody's stream that, does consistent viewers, and I'm always trying to improve things. That's why, my personal stream was one of the first Call of Duty streams to run 1080 besides Kona. Kona obviously helps me out a lot here and there, and, big shout out to that guy, because he's going to be learning me up on some real Wirecast secrets so we can get everything 100% set up. And it's just going to be an exciting event, because I'm going to really be able to take some of the things at MLG events that I hated as a caster and hopefully try to improve on them. One of those things is long-term stays for a caster. And Paradox can agree with me. Anytime you're casting for like 6 hours, it's rough. It is really rough. So we're going to try and really pair up guys that, keep content creative and lively and make sure that the viewers are always watching and hearing something new and exciting. That's my vision and goal.
Yeah, I know a lot of people agree on that. That's the only downfall that UMG has had is their stream production, and I've always tried to keep that in the back of Jeff's mind. I was like, production. I think I told him like once a day for like 2 months straight. But yeah, I mean, that's great that he brought you on board, because you know what you're doing. You got some experience in the field. You got a good head on your shoulders. So I think it's good that he brought you on board, and you will bring a good stream to the table for the viewers to watch, and whenever the next UMG event is.
Yeah. And the second big project that I'm doing is something I've had in the works since August 15th, and it's never been done before, so I'm really excited about it. And I've taken and talked to every shoutcaster that is within reason in North America, Europe, in the Europe area, in Australia and New Zealand. And I've got all these casters that produce and do all the COD casting around the world, and I'm bringing them together. So this means we're going to have a community channel that's not only going to cover everything Call of Duty esports in North America, which is what we're kind of used to over here, but we're going to be able to combine all the communities and viewerships into a community channel that's going to bring you all the content from the top teams across the world. So I think that's going to be very exciting too.
Interesting. What casters do you have on board so far for that?
Well, one of them's in the chat here. He's kind of handsome. Wearing a red shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so we got here. Let me open my my COD. I'm not going to name what it's called.
Well, I mean, Ego is like the best up and coming caster at this point in time. So
yeah, man, Ego's getting them props,
Ego is the MacGyver at the stream table when the stream goes down. I don't care what you guys say about him. He's got like some duct tape, a bobby pin, a stick of chewing gum, and the UMG stream's up live again. So props to Ego.
All right, so who we got so far? We got some AM casters. I really wanted to make sure that I brought in the guys that have put in all the work in Modern Warfare 3, and it was noticed. So I brought Advice on Turbo, and then we've got Bryce and Benson from the UK. We've got Alex, Mr. Golden Boy. We got Paradox. We got Bio Booyah Acid.
Bio Booyah Acid.
Yeah, Bio B. He's amazing. And we got Revan, and we got Mr. Bio Complexity. Hastro, I left him a message. He'd be interested, I think. And Fwiz said he'd be interested in hearing more about it as well. So we pretty much also, yes, we got 2 more. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't add them to the channel yet, but we got 1 more guy from the UK. I forget his name exactly, and we got a German caster.
Ooh,
So
German caster. I love German. They sound angry. It's an angry language. It's awesome.
And I think it's going to be a really good group because you're always going to have fresh content. You're going to have, people talking about the UK scene. You're going to have people talking about the Down Under scene. You're going to have North America guys always putting stuff up. It's going to be good. Somebody asked about Rel in the chat. Unfortunately, Rel, I did contact him, but Rel is done. I really tried to get him on board, but he doesn't want to cast anymore. He's done with the whole Call of Duty esports, which is really sad, but it was good while it lasted, I guess. Poor guy, he's done.
Well, that's awesome, man. Sounds like you got a lot on your plate in the coming year of Call of Duty, so.
Well, for sure.
Hope everything works out. For sure. But, yeah, so you came on, made a couple announcements. I've been wondering myself whatever these projects were, and I guess my speculations have been answered, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, I don't want Diesel to get, I got Doc tied up, and for all of you that don't know, Prophet's not on the rant. Prophet's is a new one of our event coordinators for UMG now. So that's 2 people that I got from Diesel. Who knows? Maybe Diesel's next.
I'm like the farm squad for UMG. That's what I am. I'm the farm league for UMG. I just bring all these people in,
and I take them.
Moving on.
Thanks, Jared.
No problem, dude. That's what I'm here for. I just get used and abused all the time, but it's all good.
Yeah, but anyway, just want to say that Brian, iProfit, he is going to be playing a large role for UMG, and he's definitely needed, and I appreciate him coming on board.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's get into Ego and ICN a little bit. I know Ego was talking about a 20-day tournament. I don't know if you've actually announced it yet, or 20 days of tournaments. Sorry. But do you want to talk about that a little bit right now? Do you have a schedule finalized for it?
I mean, right now we have what's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8 tournaments posted. I believe we had 13, but we started them on last Wednesday, so we've been going for 4 days on them. It's actually probably been a little bit longer than that, but the 2 tournaments I really want to talk about. We talked about the daily tournaments enough. Everybody should know by now. We've kind of started.
Wait, you do daily tournaments? Huh?
Trying to get a repetition with certain days. Where we've been doing a 2v2 S&D on Mondays, and we still obviously have our big free tournaments on Saturdays, and I think we do another free tournament on Wednesdays this week. And this Wednesday we have the thing about these free tournaments is they fill up so fast. So I feel bad.
Wait, they're free? Because I spent $100 at Icons last week.
Yeah,
to get first rounded once. Come on.
Yeah. We appreciate that from Jeff. He was like the 15th.
We need more Jeffs in this community.
but yeah, the Saturday ones have been getting 512 teams, and I still get spammed for people asking for room. And we have ICE had coded something that we check for all the ineligible teams, and we do get rid of the ineligible teams as fast as possible. And we try and start with no ineligible teams. I know there was none this weekend. We had a full 512, and people were still asking to get in, and we can't really do that on a weekday. It's just it's not. We don't have enough staff to rely on people showing up there in the week right now. So we have it capped at 256, 4v4 hard point. There's 165 teams signed up already. That's on Wednesday. But I want to talk about the 2
drafts.
Yeah, the 2 drafts. I don't want to call them bigger events, but I mean, I guess they are. We'll call them bigger events, whatever. But they both look awesome right now, man. We posted both of these 5 days ago, and the amount of just even players signed up alone, which I look at as good feedback, people wanting to actually be involved in something like this. The first one is ladies. Actually, we'll talk about the the Pro-Am one first. The first one is going to be it's a pro draft, basically, where we're going to have 64 captains that have all fell into some certain qualification of being a pro, whether it was MLG for Black Ops 1, top 8 at UMG, top 8 in Frag Cup. Those are, I think, our 3 standards right now. I think we already have like 50 pros. We're going to get to 64, and there is 1,200 players signed up to be drafted for that in 5 days, which I think is awesome. Like, I think that the players in the community have really stepped up this year compared to last year. It just seems like people just want to be more involved, especially the bigger name players, but really just all around. I mean, there's 1,200 people signed up for that. I'm going to do the math right now. We only have 64.
Where's your calculator?
Hold on. So, yeah, I got it.
Hold on.
He's got the calculator.
Somebody get an Asian on the call.
He's got the calculator.
Can we get an Asian in here?
The thing that sucks is that only 192 people will be picked out of those 1,200. But even still, out of that 192, most people are only used to seeing the same, like, even if you say same 8 teams, a lot of them, when you're talking about a full 64 teams with a pro on each team, the competition's gonna be amazing. We've done it on LAN multiple times. Golden Boy did it once at local battles, and I did it once at local battles, and both times it was awesome. So to be able to do this online and to be able to put 64 teams with at least 1 pro on each, you're gonna see awesome competition. You're gonna see a lot of new players that people might not know. And what I think the main thing it does when you play at that level, it really builds your confidence as a player. For some of these amateurs, especially if you look at the ones we've done in the past, people like Mosh and BL Fire and Methods. I'm sure there's a couple other people, even someone like Ricky. A lot of these guys, like talented players that were out there that no one knew about, and this is really one of the ways to help expose them and really help build their confidence to be like, I could do this on a higher level. So I think that'll be really good for them. It'll be really fun to watch because the teams will be really even. And like I said, having 1,200 people already signed up for that is awesome. Like I think that's one thing I've been trying to do as a Call of Duty player and someone that wants to watch more Call of Duty. I want to try and make it where I'm in a situation where I can actually tell myself that I want to watch this. You know what I mean? Like I want to be interested. It has to be able to pull me in to pull other people in. And this is actually that type of thing, because if you look at, I'll link the thread and I'll read some of these names off. But if you look at like, even just through the captains, how many different talented players are listed right there, and just the possibilities that'll be put together on these teams, like there's not going to be any kind of favorite. There's not going to be any, just easy wins. Every game is going to be entertaining. We're not going to be able to go into a bad game at all. You're not going to have any bracket issues because everybody should be very even. How are
the teams being picked for this? Like, how are people gonna?
It's gonna be done just like a fantasy draft, except we're gonna use random. We're gonna take all the names, use random.org, and that'll be our draft order. If you get last pick, you pick first in the second round. Each team's gonna pick three players. And just the amount of talent in those captains. Like, if I'm a player out there, I don't care who picks me, man. Like, I would play with any of these guys. There's so, like, you just keep reading. Every name you read is just a player that you would want on your team because they just bring something good to the table as a teammate and a Call of Duty player.
Yeah.
So I think that this is probably going to be probably the best event that we've done when it comes to actually just watching the overall bigger picture of it, being able to see what a lot of these guys can do as leaders and what they can do for some of these players they pick, and really, who really stands out. I honestly think that if you're actually one of the best players, you'll be able to take people and you'll be able to, make sure that they're playing at their highest potential. That's something like somebody like Rambo really brings to the table. A lot of people know that. Yeah. When Rambo's on your team, he's going to bring the best out of you. He's going to make sure you're doing what you need to do right to win. He's playing with everybody. He's not just playing for himself. And the second event is also a draft.
Oh, the ladies draft.
Yeah, and the ladies draft. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but didn't really say what we were talking about. Golden Boy and School, you're actually going to be commentating it, which I think is going to be awesome. I don't know. Have you guys?
Ladies, man, Golden Boy. You're just a ladies, man.
That's,
No, man. I mean,
no, that's
know,
exactly what it was.
Paul asked me, I do it. That's just how it works. It's our relationship. So I'm Paul's mistress.
I don't really know how that happened, but I like it.
I'm just, like if he says, I'm just like, hey man, I'm your bitch. We'll just make it happen. Then I'm okay with that.
I'm game. My calendar's cleared now. Let's go.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the ladies tournament too, Diesel, right? Because you're. Yo, bitch. That's great. Okay, go ahead, Ego. I'm sorry about that. I just.
Oh, you're straight. I mean, what do you want to say about it? What do you think about it? Oh, man. You're like, come up in the picture-in-picture on my other monitor, and we're doing like this, giving me the eyes. What do you want to say about it?
Me? What I want to say about it?
Yeah, your comment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm really... I'm really pumped about it. I think that, this goes back to, like, what I was saying about Schoolie earlier, man. He's amazing, like, what he's been doing for the ladies and for a lot of up-and-coming players. And, it's a really cool thing to see. Granted, I've always been, I've always had an opinion on, like, girl gamers. And I don't even like, using that term. But if we had to just say that for this conversation, when I did the first Pro-Am, the first player that I picked up was Midgie, and I didn't pick her up because she was a girl. I picked her up because I knew she was a really good player, and she would help carry my slacking ass in this tournament. And then I picked up Neslo, and it was just like great, because she learned a lot from Neslo, and it was just a great experience. So people looked at it like, oh yeah, Golden Boy isn't taking it serious. But then when they saw Midgie play, they were like, holy shit, this girl's like really good, and I think she has loads of talent. So, a lot of the other girls out there are pretty much in that same area where they need to be showcased and, they need to display their talents. I'm glad Ego's doing it. I'm glad Schoolie's been doing it for as long as he's been doing it. And it's going to be fun. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Schoolie inspired me pretty much with that. I saw how well it was going. I loved what they were doing over there. I mean, we did it in the past, obviously, before. He just inspired me kind of to do it again. I thought you guys would be really good for it, and I know that they really enjoy it, and I'm pretty sure all the girls who signed up to be captains, obviously it's something they wanted to do, or they wouldn't have signed up to do it.
I'm waiting.
And mixed teams are always
for the aftermath. I'm waiting for the aftermath. Fallout. The girls' draft Fallout. I'm waiting for it. Isn't that draft coming up pretty soon? Isn't that this week?
Yeah, I think that's on Thursday. So by tomorrow, we're actually gonna put out some more details on where you'll actually be able to watch the actual draft, which is gonna be on Thursday, and the event will be on Saturday. Both of these drafts are free to sign up for everybody. You can just throw your name in the hat. Maybe somebody just likes your name, or somebody knows you or remembers you from somewhere, and you never know who might pick you. And it's gonna be a good time for everybody, even just to be able to watch it. There's going to be a lot of personalities in both of these drafts, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Definitely. Aren't you? You're doing the girls one live stream. How are you doing the guys one?
They'll both be live streamed. I'm not really sure.
64 people. How are you going to do that with that? What the
Oh no! Well, even the girls one has 32 also.
Yeah.
So they're both too big for Skype. We're basically gonna figure out tonight or tomorrow whether we're going to use TeamSpeak or Ventrilo or whatever, but we're just going to buy a server for that and set that up so everybody can get on there for free. It basically works exactly like Skype, except we're paying for the server to hold everybody. And I think it'll be a little more organized too. I think we can kind of hand the stick around for people to speak, and as we're streaming, we can just kind of maybe focus on only streaming the people who are picking or something. We've done these before, and the hardest thing to do is to maintain an order, because you have so many personalities in one room.
No one's gonna stay quiet. It's gonna be a free for all.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy, but I think we'll be all right.
It'll be entertaining to watch and listen to.
For some reason, people tend to listen to me a little bit.
I don't know why. It's a bad idea.
That's not true.
So
'Cause
bad.
He looks like a serial killer in real life.
Yeah, man.
I look like a
Does.
Dude, you need to clean yourself up, dude. For real, you walk
Just
in the
because
first
I
night at
didn't-
dude. He
Oh,
walks in the first night
I
at
had-
UMG, dude. Freaking walks in, he's got his chest hair all hanging out, dude. He's got his scraggly ass beard. You know, he's looking like the bum he is, man. I was like, "Where's your gold chains at?" That's the only thing you were missing, were some gold chains laying on that chest hair.
I'm an Italian, born in Brooklyn, New York. Call me. What do you think? Except I live in the mountains, of North Carolina. But yeah, I was just chilling, man. Why is that? Wait, I forgot what Jeff said. I looked like
Serial killer.
I said, yeah, I'm not. I don't look like a killer. I just look comfortable and calm and chilling.
There's no reason to talk about MLG Dallas because it hasn't been announced yet.
I mean, pretty much has been announced at
It
Dallas.
has, but it hasn't.
To the 17th. So I'll see you all there.
How funny would it be though if like it's announced and COD isn't in the announcement? I will die laughing. Not because of like, I want it to fail or I don't want it. I just think it's like all the hype, everything that's been built up. It was very similar to when we did Weekly Warfare and Modern Warfare 3.
There'd be so much backlash. People would be flipping out.
Fusion in the chat just very plainly just said, "I'll quit."
What are you talking about? Then UMG and
But then you wouldn't play
Texas
UMG.
in March. Yeah. UMG in March then. There you go. No MLG, so UMG. Let's go.
We were going to go in March. We were prepared to host a LAN in March, and I had a window of opportunity with a sponsor and a venue, and everything was kind of falling into place, and then bam, MLG. So that kind of shut they better have COD.
Quite honestly, Revan, you're carrying Puckett, dude. Puckett needs to learn the game, for real.
Yeah, like I was just typing it out. Like I'm glad that, if someone had to take it over, I'm glad it was him. So really happy. Just make sure you get paid, yo. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, make sure you get paid and freaking teach Puckett something, dude. Teach him what the actual score streaks are. Like, come on.
Yeah, and make sure that Puckett knows that when there's 25 seconds left in hardpoint and the score is 168 to 100, the game is over. Just make sure that is. I love Puckett. I'll always bust his balls because he's.
I don't know, dude. I appreciate what he's doing. I say that all the time. It's just, please, if you're gonna do it, just please learn a little about the game, because it is kind of disheartening.
It's a big switch for him, man. And Puckett does a lot, like on a daily basis. Puckett's a very busy dude. Like he's one of the guys who pretty much has his hand in organizing the events that we go to, And it's just, it's a challenge. So I give Puckett credit just for doing it. Puckett's a good voice, he's a great voice to make things happen. But like he would need a knowledgeable caster like Revan or even Rambo or if he brings on board some other local community casters that are looking to get their names out there, I think that would be fantastic as well. And I hope that they do that moving forward, because I know that they brought me on board because I was local, but if they're willing to Skype in Rambo, I think they should Skype in guys like Turbo and Paradox and just kind of help like build up their brands, a little bit, because they're not going to hire me. So, I'm pretty sure I won't be casting MLG Dallas if it happens. Yeah, I hope I do, but I don't think I will be because of my employment with IPL. So, we'll see what happens. I will be there though, but
I'll be there.
I'll be there for show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. Well, I want buffalo strips. I don't know. Are you guys hungry? Because like I'm pretty hungry, and I want to cook buffalo strips.
cook buffalo strips. I think Diesel got shut down with his hate. I wasn't hating on the guy, dude. I was just saying, like I said.
Did I shut you down? Did I shut you down?
I don't know, but
I think I did.
I think you did, but I appreciate what the guy's doing. I've said that enough. It's just when you go in there and he doesn't even know what the proper gun or the proper score streak is, it's kind of funny and disheartening for the viewer.
I will say this much, man. I like what they're doing with the Codcaster, just leaving the small screen there.
Picture thing that they're doing.
Because we did that for Weekly Warfare in the first run. We had the 2 screens of both teams and the full mini maps, but it was kind of difficult to do because we had to have so many spectators. But I think that I really enjoy what they did with just leaving the small camera there, utilizing the big map, and because there's so much like black space there that the map should be there. I think that was something that Treyarch should have done, but it's good that you could do it with streaming equipment.
Yep. But I've touched on everything I wanted to talk about tonight. with you guys. I don't know if there's anything else if anything you guys want to bring to the table right now to finish this show out with, but I mean, I've touched every topic I had to talk about, so.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I don't want to talk anymore.
You guys all good? You guys all good? Oh, actually, I do have a squid grip giveaway to do.
I'll take it.
That's it. Giveaway complete. Good night, everyone.
Good night. We'll see you Wednesday.
Hey, I'll see you guys later. You guys are the best.
Later, Jeff. I love your face.
Oh.
I don't know how I want to do this giveaway, though. I want someone in here figure it out.
All right, well, while you figure that out, I'm going to boogie out and make my buffalo strips. Now, Diesel, I just want to let you know that I love you. Okay? And I want you to understand that anything that was said or will be said in the future does not mean that I don't care, because I don't know. I want to shout out to chat.
Now I'm scared. What's happening in the future?
I do have something to say though. I don't know if anyone here knows, but I was on the Halo Council recently for the Council Gamers live competitive show. Please follow our Twitters. That's the name of the show, by the way, that Euphorics came up with. It's pretty hilarious. I was on there. We had like 1,700 viewers, and they were all just bashing the shit out of me. Because of Call of Duty, because it was a show centered around everything, not just Halo. It was going to be Halo, COD, Gears, like just console gaming. And dude, that was just like insane. Like then I posted on the Halo Council like thank you for having me and all that. And like there was a lot of people that were very very supportive and they wanted me to come back. So I think I'm going to be doing that now like every Tuesday. It's just like a general catch-all show. It's not like the Rant where it's like in-depth conversation about Call of Duty, or like the Halo Council that's in-depth conversation about Halo. It's just like a big catch-all show. But yeah, dude, that was crazy, man. Like the chat like was just fucking insane. It was like, you know, I think someone wished for my death. Like it was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just fucking around. I don't know if it went that far, but and then we had the girl. Her name was a 400-pound whale. Very pretty girl, but her name is a 400-pound whale. I could see the irony in that. And the entire chat was just asking her to like show her boobs. I was just like, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. Like it was just like, show your boobs, girl. We don't know who you are. Show your boobs. Like what the hell is wrong with you? Like, oh,
Halo community, man. Halo community.
I just think it's the internet.
I'm going to that AGL event at the end of January too. The Halo thing.
Nice. I might be going to the Carolina Game Summit, so there's a possibility I could be there. Ego, you going to the Carolina Game Summit? Because I know you live in North Carolina.
When is that?
It's February 2nd.
I don't know. Maybe.
If I go, will you go? You owe me.
If you give me a reason. I mean, like, yeah, if you want me to go.
With more Weekly Rant. I want to thank all you guys for keep coming in. You guys are awesome. I love the support. It's always good. I'm not sure I don't have anything planned for Wednesday night right now. I got a lot of things going on. Classes starting up, but big shout out to the sponsors of the show. We got UMG Gaming, Squid Grip, In Control Avenger, and Vertex Labs. If you have any graphics needs, honestly, go to Vertex Labs because they do some of the best work in the community. Revs is an awesome guy, so please support him. But, yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, peace out.